Check this out. This lightning has been going non-stop for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Ever since the storm got here,
It does not end. There's no break. It's like it just keeps, it's like a strobe light. Strobe lightning. Strobe light lightning. And it is kind of crazy. That right there was some footage from the other night, the night after my last video, when we had the storms roll through. They came in a little bit later than they originally anticipated, and I know that when they went through Minnesota, I know there was, they did some damage over there. Fellow woodhound, Larry Cluck, I think I saw on Facebook, he had something like 40 trees were blown over. So it was a pretty powerful storm. By the time it got to us over here in Wisconsin, I think it kind of lightened up a little bit. I did have one little tree get blown down back here in the Woodyard, and then there's a tree that's right along my line and the neighbor's line that got blown over into some other trees, all of them which are dead. And now the tree that got blown over is kind of, I think, pushing the other tree over a little bit at a time. I'll show you guys here at the end. I'll walk up there and show you guys that. The other thing, my neighbor across the street, he had a big tree come down, so I'm gonna be cleaning that up this weekend. He asked me, sent me a message and said, hey, you want some firewood? I got a big oak that came down. So I'm gonna go over there and check that out this weekend. But now I need to get cleaning up the wood yard here because I wanna pull out some of the logs that have been sitting kind of in the back of this pile over here and get them ready for something that's actually going to be here tomorrow. Yes, a grapple would be handy, but you do not get arms like this by pushing buttons on a grapple. Sometimes you just gotta manhandle things like a man. When you manhandle it, it's manly. All right, so I got a few logs pulled out. I didn't have very many back there, just a couple trips, probably like 6, 7. Well, let me see here, let's take a look. So yeah, just a little pile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, with a few of those smaller ones. And I got these out just because, like I said, something is happening tomorrow where I need some logs. I do have a couple other ones back there that I can pull out. I got that one, and then there's this one over here that I got ready. So I do have more than just this little pile that I pulled out. Now you might be wondering what it is that I need these logs for. Well, you are just gonna have to come back and find out in an upcoming video. Probably the video after this one, which will be, let me see, Sunday's video, I think. So here is one are the only tree that really came down. It snapped off right there. Little poplar damaged the fence pretty good. The other thing I noticed, however, when looking this thing over is that this one right here next to it, he is also dead. I know, yeah, one of these. This one, actually it's that one. The one I first pointed at. That one right there, doesn't have very many leaves left on him. And he is also, he's got a heavy lean that way. So that one is probably gonna have to come down sooner or later. But this was the only damage we had. This one right here snapped off, crashed on the fence. There were a couple other branches that came down, but nothing too serious, just little branches here and there. Easy cleanup. The one thing, however, that I am a tad bit concerned about, I'll show you over here in the front of the yard. And I was outside, actually, I was out on the deck, and I first heard the tree go down across the street. The one I'm gonna go possibly clean up this weekend on my neighbors. I heard that thing go down and crash. And then right after that, I heard like a little pop and a little crack. And I looked, and this tree right here, that dead oak right there that's leaning over, I guess, I don't know if he broke off or just tipped over and cracked one of the branches up there when he hit it. But yeah, that one used to be nice and straight and standing up like the other ones here. And as you can see, there's 3 dead ones there, and then those 4 dead ones, and then there's 2 other dead ones behind this maple. But this one right here now, I've kind of been watching over the last day, and I think it's starting to lean a little bit more. I think the angle is increasing, which tells me that the weight of that tree is pushing on this other dead tree, and with the ground being as wet as it is, I have a fear that that thing is going to eventually get past the point of no return, and then the tree it's leaning on is going to come down and crash into the dead tree behind it, and or my nice looking maple tree here. So I'm not sure what the plan is going to be for this. I'm going to talk to my neighbor as soon as he's home. He hasn't been around for the last couple days. I'm hoping he has a way to handle this. This is all on his property, and I'm going to try to make a deal with him. And I'm going to tell him, if you get these trees down, I'll clean them up. So we'll see what he says, because he does have access to some heavy-duty construction equipment. But yeah, that tree right there, it's caught up, snaggled up in the top of that other one. And like I said, that one that it's in, it seems like each day, well, yesterday and now today, it just looks like it's leaning a little bit more. And like I said, I think with each passing minute, I think it's becoming worse and worse, because I think the weight of that tree on that one right there is slowly pushing it over. So we'll see if I have an update on that, hopefully soon. Like I said, my neighbor is usually, I know comes back on the weekends. He works construction. So I'm gonna try to catch him this weekend as well, and then hopefully formulate a plan to deal with not only that one that's now leaning and the one that is leaning in, but hopefully all, 7, 8, 9 of them that are up there. And like I said, I'm gonna offer, if he can get the equipment over here, an excavator or something to knock those things down, then I will clean them up. I'll limb them out, we'll have a little bonfire up there or something, and then I'll just, buzz up the logs and bring them back to my wood yard. So hopefully he'll go for that. I think it's a decent trade. I mean, they are all on his property technically. So, but the risk is that they're on his property but when they come down, they're gonna land on my property. And the one, I just have a bad feeling. I don't know, I think in the next, I don't know if it's gonna make it another week or two. I know it can't just be left like that, because that is just a disaster waiting to happen. So let me know what you guys think. I mean, for me, you know, I am not going to, if anything, I would call Rick and see if he's available. But maybe my neighbor can get some equipment in here and knock those trees down, and then we'll have a whole big pile of logs coming back here into the wood yard. So like I mentioned, let me know down in the comments, or stop by tomorrow night on the Back 40 Friday night live stream and maybe give me some ideas on how to deal with that hung up leaning tree. Because it's a big one, and it's a pretty sketchy situation. 8 p.m. Central tomorrow night, the live stream. Friday Night Live. Tune in, kick off your weekend. Labor Day weekend, right? Yeah, it's Labor Day weekend. Holy moly's. We might have to do something. We might have to do a little special live stream. We just had the 250th consecutive live stream last weekend. This weekend, kicking off Labor Day. I'll think of something. We'll see you guys then, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.